Hey guys, so in this video I'll be talking about Google Analytics, what exactly it does. So if you are one of many who is trying to start a website or a business online and wondering how to gain insights and analytics for it, then this is the video for you. In this video I'll talk about what exactly Google Analytics is, how to implement it, and how to get started with all the insights that you can gain out of it. So now that you have tagged along, let's explain what exactly Google Analytics is. In simple terms, it is an online website or an app analytics tool that helps you with 4 key things. Collection of the data. The data would be the website user visitors, and then configuring that data into a proper format of how you want to track it, and then processing that information basis how you have set up the tracking, and then reporting it back to you. So these are the 4 things that it primarily does. It can give you real-time analytics as well, and it can give you conversion data as well if you want to track of how many users are going to your checkout page or checking out actually. And you can have a funnel created for the conversions of how many people are filling up the form that you want people to fill up on your website, and actually confirming if that data coming through into your forms data is valid with the people being tracked for filling up the form. If they're only filling up the form but not submitting, that can also be tracked in Google Analytics. So now that we are covered with why we use Google Analytics, when do we need to use Google Analytics is a very thin line. I already explained of what are the applications of Google Analytics and where can we use Google Analytics, but when do we actually need to use Google Analytics? There are key applications where Google Analytics is used for your website or an app. How many users are coming to your website? How is your digital marketing going? How well is your website's ranking performing in terms of Google search? What keywords or search keywords are gaining more traffic for your website? So that's more towards the digital marketing segment. Then comes the sales and conversions data for the marketing teams to work on. If you want to track how many sales or conversions or leads are these efforts of digital marketing bringing to you, or how the conversions are happening for the sales team if they are doing something for you on your website. So how many sales are happening actually on your website is something to look at. Alright, so let's dive right in on how to set it up and implement it on your website. I will not be covering about how you can implement it on your Android app or an iOS app. There are separate SDKs and your developers can do that, because if you already have an Android app or an iOS app, then you also have a developer or somebody who did develop the app for you. You just need to ask that person to implement that SDK. The description to the SDKs are down below. You can just check them out in the description and head over to your developer and ask them to implement it based on the guidelines in the description with the updated links of the support articles. So in order to get started with Google Analytics, you can go to analytics.google.com or simply go and search Google Analytics and go to the Google Analytics page, and post that you will come to a page where you will be asked to sign with a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you would need one. Just create a Google account and log in with that. So you can track multiple websites with the single Google Analytics account, and under that account you'll have multiple properties. So each property is responsible for tracking either app, web, or both, and that property gives you a code. We'll be just selecting the website and then scrolling down, clicking continue, and then next it will ask me for the website name. I'm putting in the website name that I want to track, and then I will also put in whether my website is a SSL secure website or not, and I'll select that and I'll put in the URL for that. And then if you want to define which category of industry it is lying under, then we can just select that. Let me just quickly select this. We'll need to select the time zone of this property, so all the reporting of the website visitors in time zones and what time of the day they visited will be according to this reporting time zone. So you might want to be very specific of what time zone reporting do you want for you or your client, or for whom you're setting up this analytics tracking. Once you've done that, you just need to click on create. It will create the property for you, giving the name that you fed in for that property, and it'll give you assign you a tracking ID. This particular tracking ID is specifically for you. Even if somebody has this tracking ID, they won't be able to access your account unless they know all the details of your account's tracking information with the support team. So you might want to be very specific of whom you share the information with and the tracking ID with. There are two ways to implementing this global site tag. Either you can first implement the Google Tag Manager, which I have already discussed in my previous video, which you can check it out. Or if you want to directly implement this code, it is clearly saying that you need to copy paste this code the first thing after the head on every page. So as soon as the head tag opens in every page, this code should be present on each and every page. This can, if your website is coded on manually or by a developer, you might want to ask the developer to do this. Or if your website is on WordPress, I can simply show it to you how it can be implemented right now itself. So first off, we'll simply go to our website, the WordPress website, after copying this code from here. And then you can go to the plugin section, and then under the plugin section you need to add a new plugin. Search for the plugin. Let's search for insert code, and there might be multiple plugins that will appear. Let's just check them out. So the one which you would want to look for is a WP Beginner Insert Headers and Footers. Install now. I'll simply install this plugin. It easily integrates the code on all pages under the headers or footers for different kind of implementations or scripts that we want to install. So once it's installed, you just need to activate it, and then once it's activated, you can just navigate to the insert headers and footers section over here. Let me just do that quickly. Now we will go to settings and then insert headers and footers. Under the headers and footers, you will see scripts and headers, scripts and body, and scripts and footer. So it's clearly saying that we need to implement it into the head of every page. So if you want to implement it on the head of every page, you just need to copy this and go to the plugin that we installed right now, and scripts and header. You just need to paste the script, and then that's done. We just need to click on save, and it will be inserted into our website. Once that's done, we want to now understand if the website is actually tracking the data or not and getting the information, or the code is implemented correctly or not. We can just verify that with the real-time data of we being the user. We just need to refresh the website once at the home page. We can once the website has loaded or refreshed at the home page, we can verify by two ways. We can verify by checking the source code. We can view page source, and we can search for the tag UA, Control F, UA. You will see a UA compatible, and then UA ID. UA ID is implemented. This UA ID will be implemented here. This was the code that we implemented. If you want to verify, you can see 38916-5, and it's 38916-5. So our plugin did the job and implemented it. Once it's implemented, or there's another way to check whether it's implemented or not. You can directly check it on analytics page. You can go to the real-time section. Under the real-time section, you will see one user or one visitor, as in me. This data will only populate when the code is implemented. So the real-time active user data will only come if the code is working fine. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and do share this video, like this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click that bell icon if you want to get notified, and follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter at GPSingtown. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.